Guarded by Wanamaker with 10 seconds to go. Coombs McDaniel on the screen. Walker with 7.
Got a mismatch.
Walker on McGee with 4. Kemba Walker. Step back. Walker. Cardiac Kemba does it again.
And the 3-2 pitch. Swung on a drill to right field. Doing back Sanders on the track at the wall. See ya! See ya! Here we go! Green trunks for the southpaw. The notorious Conor McGregor. Black trunks for the champion, Jose Aldo Jr. Conor relax, fire it. Oh! Just slapped it!
First down and 10. Johnson gets his head.
Watch out! He's got kicked away from the top speed. Touchdown!
Wow, I am pumped for tonight's interview. Tonight on Slightly Terrible, we have Cameron Carnage Resniski, #1 amateur welterweight in Connecticut, #5 in the region of New England, Premier FC 170-pound champion. He's 4-0, 2 wins coming in the TKO variety. His last 2 fights, he absolutely bundled his opponent. And the fight before that, yeah, Mark Williams, I'm talking to you, guy. Made him quit like a little bitch when going to the second round. Cam, how you doing, my guy?
What's up, guys? How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Thanks
What's
for coming
good,
on,
Cam?
my guy.
What's up, fellas? How we doing?
Good. How's quarantine been? What you been doing?
You know, trying to train as much as possible. Not, it's definitely not the same as the gym, but trying to keep my cardio up. Just trying to stay as active as possible, not sitting around all day eating junk food. So, yeah, just trying to stay healthy, and I'm trying to get a fight as soon as it's over. So, I'm trying to stay in the game, you know.
When's your next fight? Do you know yet or no?
So, it was supposed to be June 6th at Mohegan, so it'll be a month out from now. That would have been sick, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Are they talking about no fans for you guys or no?
So, I think they're canceling the Mohegan one because I would have had an opponent and everything figured out by now, tickets, and that hasn't happened. So pretty much I'm scratching off Mohegan. I think they're going to skip into January. I'm thinking about fighting in Vermont on June 20th. That is no audience. So that's a ride, and then obviously the no audience, and my gym isn't open or anything. So I don't know if I'll take that. So I'm just we gotta get this quarantine over. You know, we gotta get this.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, this shit.
Hopefully by May 20th, like they're saying, but who knows?
Yeah, I think they'll start opening stuff up then. But yeah, as soon as my gym gets up and running again, and you know, we can go through another solid training camp. Yeah, like you were saying, 4-0 right now. I'm actually 7-0 in rounds too. Some people don't know that I've never lost a round. So yeah, when I do fight, I'm coming for the finish. I don't play games, so I want the full fight camp. I want to push myself hard. I want to know that I'm into the fight, ready, and I'm comfortable in there. So as soon as this COVID's over, get back into the fight camp, get the gyms open, fight camp, and I'll be fighting this year. I'm thinking the fall.
We hope so. Anyways, Cam, what got you into MMA? Like, what opportunities opened themselves? Did you wrestle before or do any kickboxing?
Yeah, so I wrestled since I was in 2nd grade, actually. Wrestling was always my favorite sport. I learned through wrestling that, like, hard work and dedication, you can really achieve anything that you put your mind to. So I would remember I would always start off every wrestling season. I would be, like, so out of shape and just, like, not sharpened and not where I wanted to be. But then as the season would start going, you get beat up all the time, and the season start going, and you start getting wins and stuff, and then you start getting better and better. So I just figured, you know, I know how the wrestling grind is, and if I just applied myself to mixed martial arts, that I would be able to do that the same. I'll be able to use those principles the same, you know. And I actually met my friend. He always posting about him. I was with him, Jordan Riley. So he was fighting at Mohegan at the time, and I never fought, never met an MMA fighter before. Honestly, never was in a street fight. And I met him, and he was like so cool, and he was telling me, yeah, I got a fight coming up in Mohegan Sun in a few months. He's I'm training for it, and I was like, no way, like you're an MMA fighter. Like I was like, yo, if like would you? I think I'd be good at that. Like, can you like teach me? Like, what can you even teach me? He's like, yeah, just come, and I just started, and I'm kind of just going on, but it's always funny to me because at first I would like post stories and snaps and stuff of me like punching the bag, and I just knew that was awful. But I wanted to like show everyone that, you know, down the road I'm gonna stick to this, and like I know if I put my mind to something, I'm gonna stick with it, and I'm gonna really apply myself to it. So at first I always post stories, not saying I was good at boxing or anything, but I would like be punching the punching bag, kicking, and just be awful. But I just wanted to show everyone the progress because I know down the road, if I do this for a year or two, you know, down the road, I'm going to keep posting these videos, and I want to see how I get, and I want to just like take videos of it at the same time. But yeah, I just knew that if I can just really apply myself to it, and I just worked really hard, that it would be a crazy experience to get an MMA win.
Cam,
So
when did the backyard fight start?
The backyard fight. So
Those were the best. Those were the best.
You didn't think that was gonna come up.
honestly, no, I didn't. So they called it what they call it? FMFC. And honestly, I have no clue what that stands for anymore. But yeah, I was out at Cromwell, and there were a bunch of Cromwell kids that I knew from like Xavier and just living in Middletown, and they would be like, yeah, like if you guys want to fight, we got the MMA gloves. Just tell us, and we'll get you an opponent, and you know we'll get at it. And I was at first like, nah, I'm not doing that. And then I saw the videos, and I was like, I kind of want to try it. Like that kind of looks fun. And yeah, I remember when I did that, I fought my friend Jack Wilson, and I actually train with him now every once in a while when he shows up. That's a different story. But yeah, I train with him now, and it's funny to see because he always says I have one more win than my actual record since that was actually my first MMA fight. I was in the backyard. So yeah, that was a time. No one knew how to fight. We would kind of just get together and try to beat each other up. It's a good thing no one got really hurt because we were actually in like a baseball field in like the outfield.
I saw D Ward get his ass beat.
I was not gonna say that. I was waiting for fucking Eric to say that.
D-Ward, yeah, he got the stand up. He thinks he got the boxing, but yeah, so he hit the ground.
Ward got some hands.
Yeah,
hands. I wanted to see Shitty fight out there.
That guy. That'll never happen. But I try to get him in there. Maybe one day.
That would be great.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Cam, next one's coming from me. You kind of answered it a little bit, but you know, other than Jordan Riley, how did you meet your coaches, and how did you end up landing at the Cage JSA?
Yeah, so I went to Xavier my first 3 years, and when I was wrestling, I made a bunch of friends and great people that I still talk to and stuff. And one of my friends I made was Pat Precourt. His dad is actually a co-owner of the Cage JSA. So when I first met Jordan, I knew Pat had the gym. When I used to wrestle, I would go to the Cage. It actually had a different location, and it was just the Cage. Now it's the Cage JSA. It moved, different story. Yeah. But yeah. So when I used to wrestle in high school, I would go there maybe like once a year or something. Just pop in. I was always so cool, just like all the equipment, heavy bags, and everything. But I was like, nah, MMA, those guys are crazy. And then when I started getting into it, I started talking to Pat, and I was like, hey, like, can I come check your gym out? He's like, yeah, come. Started training with him. And then next thing you know, they needed a front desk worker. And I was actually playing rugby at the time too. So MMA was like my hard workout. Like when I really wanted to like get myself in shape and really get a good workout in and challenge myself, I'll go to MMA. But when I wanted to have fun and have a good time, I would go play rugby. So I played for Central at the time, and I ended up the first game. I was like pretty much the quarterback position in rugby terms. And the first game, it was about halfway through the game that I played the whole game. I was pretty tired. I had a break. I had like a fast break, and I just got tripped up, and I ended up like hurting myself really bad. I landed like I was pretty much running full speed. I landed like on my armpit with my arm up, and my whole shoulder just got like ripped out of the socket, like out
Oh
of
my
place,
God.
and I had to have like reconstructive shoulder surgery and all this stuff. Yeah, so I was pretty messed up for like 6 months after that. But yeah, why I was saying that was because, so yeah, I started going to the cage. They needed a front desk worker. I took that job, so I started working there part time and trained part time while playing rugby at the same time. And then I ended up really hurting myself. So then I would go to the cage and work, and then I would see everyone training, and I was like, yo, I really have to buckle down because I know I could be good at this. Now I have to sit here for 6 months and just watch all my friends train and just like have fun, like just like learning stuff. And all I can do is sit here, and it would just like eat away at me every day. Because I just couldn't train. And then as soon as I got the okay to start lifting, I went to my coach, Matt Briers, and I told him, you know, I got the okay to lift, like if you had to start like training. He was like, listen, if they gave you the okay to lift weights, you can definitely start doing jiu-jitsu. So at first it was pretty rough for me because I couldn't use my left arm as much. And I feel like my partners, they didn't do it on purpose, but they found it as like a weakness almost, like to like, I don't know, maybe grab my left arm and try to move me some way.
Yeah,
But
just test
that
you and
kinda
stuff.
made me, yeah, that kind of made me stronger because I really got a strong and powerful right hand from that. And I'm really good at using my left hand just to like set stuff up with my right, and I can really distract with my left now. I actually my Mohegan fight, I did drop him with my left hand, which me and my friends joke about. We say like, yo, how'd you get him with the goofy left? And I'm like, yeah, but yeah. So I don't know where I was going with that, but
Oh, good.
yeah, I just sat out for a while, had to watch everyone. It really made me get dedicated and figure out I really have a passion for this and wanted to actually compete, and I knew I would be good at it once I started doing that.
Well, it seems like your assumption's been right so far. Definitely does. But next one's also from me. Who is your biggest inspiration specifically from, the MMA or even boxing world? Like, who do you really look up to?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I honestly have a bunch of different people that I look up to. I think that, especially in this day and age, you have to be like a crazy, well-rounded fighter. Like, you can't just be good at wrestling. You can't just be good at boxing. So I like to almost like copy different styles from different fighters. Obviously, Conor McGregor, when his first fight in the UFC was honestly probably my favorite fight, just because of how calm and relaxed and how like, yo, that was his UFC debut. It was like make or break, and he just totally like owned it and beasted it. So he just like, and the combos that he was throwing at the dude and how he knocked him out in the first round, it was amazing. So Conor McGregor, definitely one of them that I like to watch his techniques. Israel Adesanya, I remember him when he first joined the UFC, and I knew he was going to be a problem because people that know about UFC know Israel Adesanya, the style bender. He is the middleweight champion right now, and he had 100 Muay Thai fights before he even fought in the UFC. So I knew he was going to be a problem. He's already has so much experience in there, and he is just a problem. So the style bender, because of how his stand-up game. I also, obviously Khabib, he's a champion. He is 28 and 0 or something crazy. So his wrestling dominance. John Jones, I like to, take tips and stuff from his fights.
Don't take too many tips from John Jones, though,
Yeah. not out of the ring.
Could be getting caught on the side of the road with some illegal stuff.
Yeah, not out of the ring. He gets into it out of the ring, but people get mad at me for saying it. But I feel like John Jones is one of the only people that could get away with stuff like that. He doesn't go killing people.
You think he'll be back
He's
or no?
John Jones will be back. He's
You
that
think
guy.
so? Wow.
John
That's a
Jones, that
crazy
guy.
take.
A lot of people wouldn't, but since it was John Jones, I think he'll be back. Conor McGregor threw that ladder through a bus. And
Yeah.
and then
That's a
he
little
was back.
different than getting caught with a firearm and some yayo,
That is true. That is true. But I mean, they're MMA fighters. You know, they're out there fighting for their lives for a living. So what do you think?
Nah, I hear you. They're not right, you know.
Yeah, I know. And then you get the brain damage and everything, and then you just get obviously someone drinking and doing all that. They're gonna get into some trouble. But I don't think it was right of John Jones. But the question was, you think he'll be back? I think he'll be back.
All right. So next question's from me. If you had to compare yourself to one fighter, who would it be?
If I had to compare myself to one fighter, that's hard. That's a good one. Honestly, I can't really compare myself to a different fighter. I kind of adapt to whatever fighters in front of me, I'll adapt to. So if I know someone's better than me at striking, I'm not going to go out there and strike with the dude. What's the point of, getting a boxing match with MMA gloves for, 15 minutes or whatever it is? I'd rather just take him down where I'm strongest at. But however, if I know it is a wrestler, I'm going to outstrike him. I haven't gone against someone that's been better than me at grappling yet. Supposedly my last dude was supposed to have a really good jiu-jitsu and be really good on the ground, and I was looking out for some dangerous submissions. But
yeah, and he was definitely going at you too, trying to get you on the ground. That was a little surprising to me.
Yeah, definitely me too. I knew that fight was gonna be a 5-round fight. I didn't want to gas out too quickly. I knew he was really older than me. He was, I think, 28 or something. So everyone I fought has been like, I think the youngest I fought was 26. So I'm out here at 22 years old, and I'm just dominating these 26, 27, 28-year-olds, and they really don't have an answer for me right now. But yeah, like I said, the last dude, I didn't know what he had for me. I knew he had a good jiu-jitsu school and a jiu-jitsu background. The stand-up, I knew he was comfortable to stand up, but as soon as he just really kept trying to wrestle me and stuff, and I figured out this is what kind of fight he wants. He just wants to like smother me for 5 rounds. I just something clicked in me, and Carnage came out. I just had to put him down real quick.
Hey, your coaches were yelling. I don't know if you listen to the YouTube video. He was like, just keep bashing his fucking head. He doesn't like that. Bro, that had me laughing so hard.
Oh yeah. Matt's the best because he has. So yeah, my head coach Matt Briers, he has a wrestling background and a strongman lifting competitive background too. And then on top of that, I'm pretty sure he has 2 black belts and 2 different types of jiu-jitsu. So he's like a fighting scientist almost. And that's so funny because so when we're training and stuff, he breaks everything down to like a science. And then once I'm starting to fight, I can see the nerves because he knows I'm gonna do good once I'm in there. But he's just so anxious because it's a really nerve-wracking and like anxious experience. But during the fights, like he just wants to go crazy, but he has to stay composed for me so I don't go crazy and lose my cool. But it's just so funny. I love the whole thing, watching everyone that's trying to help me and stuff and how they react before and after the fights. It's a crazy experience, but it's definitely worth it.
I feel you. I got one for you here. How do you feel the day of a fight? Like leading into a fight, what's your preparation?
The day of the fight. So I always compare that to like, how you feel when you're growing up and it's your birthday. Like now when we're older, our birthdays are like, you're not like too excited. Like you don't wake up and like you're like excited unless you got something crazy going on. But like I feel like now it's just like the chill day. Everyone's like saying happy birthday and stuff. But when I fight,
I'm getting old.
Yeah, but like when I fight, the whole week beforehand, I'm cutting weight and it's all leading up. I've known I was fighting for months and stuff. And then I cut weight for a week. I usually lose about like 10 to 12 pounds. And then I'll go in the weigh-in. So I'll probably drive to Massachusetts, or I'll drive to Mohegan Sun, and we'll get the weigh-ins in. And then I'll hand the tickets in and everything, whatever I have to do. And then it's just time to fight. So I'll be 10 pounds down. I'll drink all these Pedialytes. It's the greatest feeling. I'll go out to eat. I'll get like a nice, like, I love like having like grilled chicken or something the day before my fights, after the weigh-ins. And then the day of the fight, it's like everyone knows I'm fighting. All these people are already coming. My social media is just blowing up. Everyone's like, let's go. Like today's the day. And when I wake up, like I just drink a cup of coffee when I wake up, and I'm outside with my beats on, like going crazy, like running around the backyard. Like I'm ready. Like I'm excited. Like I don't start really feeling like nervous almost until I get there and people start coming in to the arena. Like when I first get there, it's in the ride up, it's still like exciting. I can't wait. And then I'll get there, I'll walk around, I'll get in the octagon, take some Snapchats or something in the octagon, like show everyone from my view. And then I really start feeling it when I start seeing people like start coming and sitting down in the bleachers. And then like all the fighters and stuff come. I always know where my opponent is. MMA, I'm huge on like mind games because I feel like it's a huge part of it. So during the weigh-ins and stuff, I'll act like I don't know where my opponent is or something, or I'll act like I'm just like nonchalantly doing whatever, but I know exactly where he is. I know when he's looking at me. I know like everything he's doing. If he's like tying his shoes or something, I'm not staring at the dude, but at the same time, I'm almost like stalking my prey. It's really weird. I don't do it on purpose, but I always know exactly where he is. I just wait. Sorry. Back to the question, what you asked me. How do I feel the day of the fights? It's almost an unreal feeling, I'm excited. I'm nervous. I just want to get the feeling of getting it over with and getting that win, pretty much.
Right.
But
Right.
yeah, it's a crazy feeling.
Well, you're kind of getting into my next question here. How do you feel about like trash talk before the fight? How do you look at your opponent? Is it just like another competitor, or like do you hate this guy going in? Like for me, at least, if I were to fight someone, I'd have to absolutely hate them and just want to basically kill them.
So to answer your question, right? My first opponent, when I first got there, it was actually the weigh-ins was at Hooters. It was a really bizarre experience. So the weigh-ins are at Hooters. The weigh-ins are at Hooters, and I'm sitting there with my mom.
Wait. So you weighed in straight up in like just your like whatever, your underwear, Speedo, whatever, fucking at Hooters.
Speedo at Hooters. Yeah. I had the.
Any pictures?
I had the Hooters waitress ask me if I want drinks or something. I'm all
Oh,
dehydrated.
he was definitely flexing out in front of them.
No, that was my first one. I was pretty nervous about that one. But like I was saying, so the weigh-ins are at Hooters. I'm sitting at a table. I have my mom, my sister next to me, and Jordan with me. And then I'm like, I see all the fighters and stuff, and I'm like, just watching everyone, how the fighters are and stuff. I'm like, oh, these guys are the dudes that do it. I'm watching them. And then all of a sudden I see my opponent come in with his team. And I was like, oh shit, like this is about to get serious. And then all of a sudden the kid walks up to me, and it was the nicest kid. He like shakes my hand, shakes my mom's hand, shakes my sister's hand. He starts talking, like, yeah, how you guys doing? Like, you ready for the show tomorrow? And I was like, yo, what is this? Like, what? I was like,
yeah, I wouldn't like that. Like, nah, don't shake my mom's hand, bro.
I was just like, yeah, I mean, I guess like you seem like a cool dude. Like if we're about to fight, I mean, I'd probably like what's your Instagram? You can follow me. Like you seem cool. I don't know, but yeah, it was really. But yeah, he's actually a real cool dude. I still talk to him and stuff. I still like him. He actually hasn't fought since I fought him. He's owned
Wow,
one.
you
But
had
that's-
to
Damn.
Oh wow.
Damn, bro. You had to
He
do
was
that.
too nice to you. You punished him.
Right?
Yeah, honestly, but yeah, like I said, the whole mind thing, that was it too. Because I talked to my coaches about it. I was like, yo, how do you feel that he's doing that? And he was like, that's almost his defense mechanism. He's trying to be friendly with you so you can take it easier on him when it comes to the fight. So then once I realized, like, yeah, I see that, and it's, this is, I'm not here to really make friends. I mean, I'll make friends on the way, definitely train partners and like great people, especially to have like motivating. But if we're fighting, we'll be friends after the fight or something. But beforehand, I can't do that. But trash talking, like you said, I haven't done it yet. I'm kind of waiting for like maybe like a bigger league or bigger promotion when I go pro and I have like all this undefeated streak and someone's really on me or something. I'm ready for it. Trust me, I'm ready for it. I like kind of being like a little troll or something, but
well, the reason I
I'm
asked
ready
is
for
because
it.
you said you look up to McGregor, and this dude is just like, that's his thing. Like he's getting in your head before the fight.
Yeah, that's his big thing. I mean, in this stare down, I let people know that I'm here to win. Like I'm not here for no
Right.
games. But I feel like they know because there's a good 10-second stare down where we're both face to face, eye to eye, and I just in my mind I'm just like, yo, I just I just give off the energy that like I'm about, like it's serious tomorrow, like I'm not coming to lose. And then
Right.
at the same time, that's what they're looking at me like. So I just kind of give like almost a little smirk, and just like, and I kind of give the coach a little smirk, like, all right, you'll see what you're getting your fighter into. You guys think you're going to beat me? Because the whole fight camp in the months beforehand, they're kind of plotting on me, and they're
Right.
kind of they're teaching their fighter anything, whatever. Oh, this kid, he's only good at this and this.
Shoulder, you know?
I kind of kept that to myself. I mean, I would post
Well, now they're gonna know.
a little bit. Now they're gonna know, but I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried about it. What are they gonna do? Try to, I don't know, rip my arm out? They can try, but yeah, it's
Some
crazy.
WWF shit where they're just hitting your arm up against the freaking side of the ring.
Yeah, WWE is the best. Yeah, that's actually
The
one
best.
thing. Growing up, Shawn Michaels was my idol. Shawn Michaels.
Ball.
That's one thing I want to do. I want to sweet chin music someone. If I can sweet chin music someone and get a walk off, knockout.
I got
sweet
you.
chin
I got
music.
you with 50 if you end a fight with a sweet chin music.
All right, cool.
50. That's a pretty weak offer, Foz. Pretty weak offer.
I mean, I don't know. I think he could do it. So
If you
it's really
like
not
Shawn
rare to
Michaels,
kick someone in the face.
No, it's not.
if you like Shawn Michaels, bro, you must have loved DX then.
Oh, DX. I have a video. I have a whole collection, a 3-disc
Bro,
collection.
I
of
love
it.
DX.
DX was the greatest duo of all time.
No doubt. No
Definitely.
question in my mind. We got 2 words
Yeah.
for you. Suck it.
Yes, sir.
I used to say that in school and get in trouble all the time.
Yeah, you can't say that.
Nah.
Cool. So the next one's coming from me, Cam. Right, obviously watched a pretty decent amount of film on you and things. And on February 13th, right, there was a video on YouTube before your welterweight title fight where you stated you wanted to go pro by 2021, right? Obviously you won that fight. Things are moving along. But now we have COVID-19, which we talked about in the beginning. How has that like really impacted the goal to go pro for you so far?
So the goal to go pro is still definitely on the table. Like I said, I'm already fighting dudes that are 26, 27, 28, and I'm sitting over here 22. I don't have to rush it. And especially pro, like you see the dudes that are pro, the champions, they're almost 30 years old, if not 30. So I really want to have a smart career. I don't want to take fights too soon and hurt myself and just I want to challenge myself right now. Definitely any fight I take upcoming is going to be the best amateurs in New England. But yeah, when I go pro, I don't want to rush it pretty much. And I say I want to go pro by 2021. Obviously now the COVID is gonna kind of impact that, maybe bump it back a little bit. But like honestly, if I wanted to, I could kind of go pro right now.
Yeah.
Well, it's not. I can't. Not kind of. I can go pro right now. It's just that the real difference between amateur and pro, obviously the skill levels, but in amateur you can't knee to the face or elbow at all. So you can knee to the body in amateur, but you can't knee to the face or elbow. In pro, you obviously can knee to the face and you can elbow to the face and the body or whatever. So those are like the biggest two like weapons that you can use going pro. And then obviously the skill level and stuff. Now I'll be fighting dudes that are from all around the world and they've been undefeated for twice as long as I've been thinking about fighting. So I know I'll get there, but sometimes I want to rush it. I'm feeling like, I just want to go pro and start making like the real money. But at the same time, it's like, there's no point of rushing myself. And your pro record is the one that actually matters. Right now, I know I go off about going 4-0, 4-0, 4-0. Amateur is really about getting experience, getting a fan base, and just seeing what kind of fighter you are and seeing if you actually want to do it or not. So right now, I am building up a good fan base, especially because I'm undefeated, and a lot of people are starting to like realize and they want to see me fight, But yeah, like you said, the 2021
Middletown also puts on too, no matter who it is.
That's true. We have a bunch of athletes. I feel like we're really slept on for athletes.
Very.
I feel like we can around the board we have solid athletes that can easily go pro, and I don't know a sport that I wouldn't be able to name an athlete for that,
Yeah. All right. So the next question's from me. Have you thought about dropping weight and maybe holding 2 belts, or?
So I actually have. That's funny you asked that. I talked to Jordan about that a few days ago, because I know that I'm probably gonna fight for Premier next. This is Premier is the same one I got the belt for.
Let's
That's
go.
the
Hey.
Hold that up.
The
Hold
master-
that up, guys.
that's
Let's
the-
see
Hold
that.
it up. Put it on the shoulder. There it is. Let's go.
Yeah, I got the strap
Let's
with me.
get it.
But yeah, so Premier's and Mass Mutual. I'm actually the face of like their Facebook pages and stuff right now. So once they have a fight scheduled, I'm thinking about, this is like letting you guys know like some secret information I like don't tell anyone, but you know, it's whatever. I'm probably gonna just defend my 170 belt, but I am gonna talk to my coaches and stuff about and talk to the promoters and see, you know, who has your 185-pound belt right now. I wouldn't go down in weight, but I would go up in weight right now.
Wow,
I would
so
go
you
down.
up?
I would go down in weight for pro. When I go,
I think
pro,
like honestly that would pro, like I feel like everybody just cuts, you know what I mean? Like no one really goes up.
100%. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but when I go pro, I would think about like trying to be like a champion, 2 belts at 155 and 170. Amateur, I don't think I should put myself through my body through a huge weight cut like that, because even though right now I only cut 10 pounds, it is kind of trash. It's not fun weight cutting.
Trust me, I wrestled too. That shit
Yes,
sucks.
sitting
I
in the
used to eat
sauna
peanuts all day. Just to
Yeah,
hang out.
literally. No food, barely any
No
water.
shells. But that's the
Yeah,
normal.
Dude.
literally.
Ask anybody who ate lunch with me at Xavier. I would sit there and be like, yeah, I can only eat these nuts today. If I don't make weight, St. George will make me throw up.
Literally.
Literally.
No, he's not kidding too. Because when I wrestled at Middletown High, I actually was eating an apple one day. It was an apple, and then all of a sudden I'm eating this apple. All my friends are like grubbing out on like cafeteria food or whatever, and then my coach comes up and I just feel a tap in the back of my shoulder. He's like, "You about done with that?" And I was like, halfway done, and I was like, "Yeah, I guess so."
That was awful. I'd be scared in the cafeteria eating, like looking over my shoulder.
Yeah, literally.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, but it's good times. It's all about the memories I make. That's like my favorite part of it, is like laughing about it. And in the moment,
Right.
it's all intense and nerve-wracking and everything. But my favorite part is afterwards, when I get to, you know, watch the videos of me fighting and just laugh with my friends about like the fight and the experience and what we did afterwards or whatever.
What would you consider your biggest strength?
My biggest strength is
What do you
definitely
feel
my
most
toughness.
comfortable going into?
Definitely my wrestling. So I feel like there's pretty much 3 different like almost phases, if you will, of fighting. There's the bottom, the top, and then the stand up. So my strongest thing is the takedowns into like the ground and pound, and just keeping my dude on the ground, being able to scramble with him, and just at the end of the scramble, I'm still on top, like hitting you, and you just feel overwhelmed that you have nowhere to go. So yeah, did you say my biggest weakness or strength?
Strength.
My biggest strength,
strength.
yeah, definitely
We don't want to know your
definitely my-
biggest weakness. Don't tell us that.
Yeah, you can't tell us that.
Definitely.
I mean, we know it's that left
Yeah.
shoulder.
Definitely, yeah. So definitely my takedowns, my takedown defense. In my last fight, I actually let the dude take my back, and I'm just comfortable with it. If someone tries to take me down, I was joking with my friends. You know, like you said, Shitty. He's always talking about how he can lift and stuff, and I'm like, yo, you can lift as much as you want. You can lift 400, 500 pounds. I'm 170 pounds, and you cannot pick me up. And he just gets all.
Yeah.
He gets all mad, but,
remember we were in Ward's basement. This dude telling me that he could last in the ring with you, full fight. Remember, he was just being dead ass too, looking us right in the face, like, "What do you mean, bro?" Hitting his
Yeah,
jewel. What do you mean, bro?
Hitting his jewel. Oh no.
yeah, no.
All right, Cam. Next one's from me, and it's definitely something you've touched on a little bit. Talking about the ability to get people on the ground and strike from up top while you have them there, and it's definitely something I noticed too, watching your fight, especially with Scheider and Almastika. But where else do you see room for growth in your game? Like, do you have anything that you're prioritizing in terms of like skill sets right now?
Yeah, so definitely, you always can get better. Obviously, I'm amateur right now, only 22 years old, so I'm definitely nowhere near my peak. I can get better all around. My biggest weakness is my bottom game. I would say it's definitely my bottom game. People haven't seen my striking enough. I feel like my first fight, I actually dropped the dude with a nice overhand right hand in the second round, and I was piecing him up on the feet. My second fight, I didn't throw any strikes on the ground. On the standing up, yeah, that was only my first fight. My first fight, I had some pretty good combos going like boxing combos. Like I was piecing them up a little bit. After that, my other fights, I haven't done any stand up, but I'm actually really comfortable with my stand up. My what I really want to work on the most is like my guard. So when someone does take me down, being able to move out of the way of like some bombs coming down, or even just like throwing up submissions and being able to do like reverses, so now I'm on top. So yeah, I think my biggest game that I want to improve. I'm only a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. I want to get my jiu-jitsu black belt, and that's what I think I'll really be a problem. But it's cool too, because my weakest point is when my back's on the ground, but my best like game is my takedown defense. So it's hard to get my back on the ground. So I'm kind of comfortable with it, So it's all like a weird game of how it works. But yeah.
So are you comfortable with the sprawl, like sprawling, like if someone's shooting in on you?
Yeah.
That was my favorite. That was my favorite thing to do when I wrestled. I would never shoot, dude. I'm waiting all day for someone to shoot on me, sprawl out, grab them around their neck, and just drop. It works every like.
How'd that work out, Foz? How'd that work out?
I had a good record in high school, so.
We're gonna have to fact check that, bro.
Fact check.
You can fact check that.
Fact check alert.
Hell no.
Anybody, ask anybody. I actually fought in 4 overtime fights in my high school career. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Look at that.
Or double overtime, whatever.
But yeah, when you say sprawling, yeah, that's what I mean by takedown defense. It's when someone tries to take me down or tries to shoot on me, whatever kind of takedown, I'm easy at just snaking or slipping out of it, and then I'm just still on my feet, and then you just tried really hard to take me down. I barely use any energy, and you still can't take me down, and now I'm gonna take you down. I don't know, it's a fun game, but yeah, like I said, biggest what I'm gonna work on, my jiu-jitsu, obviously my Muay Thai and striking. Can improve in wrestling, pretty much everything. It's all a game. You just got to keep growing.
Yeah. And then next one's from me too. Any next competitors that you're particularly trying to schedule fights with? I know you mentioned something potentially up in Vermont.
There's no one specific, honestly. Yeah, no one specific. I feel like when I go pro, I'll have some names. Like if I go to Bellator, say, the top 170, well, it's Douglas Lima, but their big face for 170 is MVP, and he's a really good striker, and his nickname is Venom. So I feel like a Venom versus Carnage, striker versus wrestler.
That's a good headline.
That's a good
headline. That is good.
We'll be promoting that.
That would be a main event. Yeah, that would be a main event type fight. I freaking throw him across the cage, pound him out like I did El Mastica, and now I'm the face of Bellator.
Let's
go. I'm tagging him in this.
No phone calls, but yeah, I feel like something like that would be cool. Yeah, if people ask me yo, who do you want to fight? I just think of big name fighters, because I don't know, people on here, they're trying to fight the big name ones too. So I'm why would we? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So, right now I'm gonna just keep fighting the best amateurs just to get the best experience, and then once I go pro, I want to go pro when I'm ready to make a run. So, right now I'm ready to make an amateur run, and then once I feel I'm ready to make a professional run, that's when I'm gonna hop in the pros, and I'm gonna make the same noise. I know I am. It's just a matter of time before that happens.
Yeah, and I think you do have a really good approach, right? It is important. It's something I noticed too, right? That you have been fighting people a lot older than yourself. I think it's a great approach, especially with Corona, right? Just take the time. So definitely think your head's in the right headspace for that one. All righty. Next one's coming from me, Cam. Pretty straightforward. Any next competitors you're eyeing in particular?
In particular, so for the rest of my amateur career, I'm definitely going to be fighting the top dudes around here at 170. I'm number 5 in New England, like you said, and so I'm gonna see what's up with the number 1 through 4 dudes. Try to go number 1 in New England. But for any names, that's pretty much pro. I know if I go to Bellator, the top 170 of the face of Bellator is MVP Michael Venom-Page, and I think it would be a pretty sick idea to do MVP Venom versus Carnage and get like a headline at like a MSG or something. So I think that would happen.
I'll be there.
That'd be fire. I would definitely be
Bro,
there.
I'll be ringside. Are you kidding me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So yeah, I'm thinking about something like that. Right now, not really anyone particular that I really want to fight. Once this COVID's over, I'm gonna talk to my team and see what my next fight is when I can defend the belt or get another belt in a different league. So we'll see about that. But anyone in particular, any top 170 or 155 and the UFC or Bellator is who I would want to fight, because that's where I want to be. I want to be at the top of a really big league.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. And
How's it feel being like the face though? Like, sorry, Lucas, but how's it feel being like the guy, like the fight? Everyone wants your fight right now.
I know it's kind of funny because it's a good thing you say that, because there's two perspectives to that. There's like my supporters and stuff who really want to see me win and is like they're so excited that they can finally see me fight, and then there's people that like just can't wait to see like who's gonna like beat me and like how they're gonna beat me. So like I feel like any promoters or stuff, they either want to see like some carnage type, like throw someone across the cage, or like play someone out and then jump on them and like beat the crap out of them, jump on the octagon and like get everyone going crazy. Or they want to see someone like finally put me down in like their league, and they can be like, oh, do you see, like, yeah, that happened at my show, like, either Carnage came put on some Carnage shit, or like freaking someone came and put Carnage away and now he's the dude, and that happened at my league. So
That ain't happening though.
yeah, I kind of
No,
know
sir.
how, like, that's why I'm glad and grateful that I'm like, I have like the wisdom, I guess, to like see through stuff like that. And I that's why I want to say I want to have like a smart career. Fighting's all about staying in the game for as long as possible, and really just making a name for yourself. So yeah, like I'm saying, it is cool to be like the guy that everyone wants to see fight, because at one time that was just like a thought and an idea, and I was training hard for it. But now, since I have a amateur championship belt, 4-0, never lost a round, I get pretty excited because everyone's like, yo, I can't wait to see you fight. And I was like, yo, I can't wait for you guys to be there when I'm fighting. I'm going to do something crazy. Don't miss it.
It seems like the crowds have been pretty good in terms of support. Like you can hear in the background all the videos. But next question for me, right? I know we talked about the belt before. Obviously, it's a pretty dope piece of bling to have. But really, like, going back to our childhood, right? Like Foz even mentioned it. So many of us had that belt and like loved that thing to absolute death. All we had to do was touch it. We were happy. Like our parents could turn us around from a tantrum to feeling great. But like after all this hard work and maybe not even knowing that you would be in this situation, like how did it actually feel to like actually have that belt, and did it like bring memories of the past back?
So like, yeah, I was a huge WWE fan growing up too. That was always, one of, like, obviously, like you said, the coolest thing was having a belt. But when I win a fight, it's like, people always like wonder what it's like. It's pretty much like the most relieving feeling, especially like after my championship fight. I kind of like went a little crazy afterwards, like punched the cage, but like, it's like real. It's like you just like got the whole like weight of the world off your shoulders. You've been like training, getting beat up. Like fight camps are hectic. Like you go through fight camps with black belts and all these people that really put it on you. You get Shark Tank. For Shark Tank, people don't know what that is real quick. It's just like you pretty much have like 6 of your best fighters in your team just lined up. You go 2 minutes or a minute or two. maybe 3, just back to back to back with all 6 of them. Usually like the best dudes at the end. So it's not made for you to win. So you're pretty much just like losing with the rest of your team just like going crazy at you and stuff.
Like
But,
King of the
yeah,
Hill,
so-
playing that.
yeah,
Well,
it's
yeah.
something like that. So yeah, I do a bunch of that stuff, but yeah, it's just like a really relieving feeling. Like, I signed up for a 5-round fight for someone who has been fighting for 4 years, and this is my 4th fight, and all in the last 6 months. So he has a lot more experience than me. I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but I know once I get myself in there and I get my adrenaline going, that I'm gonna defend myself as best as possible. And you just really believe in yourself and everything, and then you just got so much thinking and believing that you can do before you actually got to do it. But once you finally win, it's like that was crazy, because in the moment it's like the longest feeling ever. Like this is never gonna end. I don't know how to finish this. Well, I know how to finish it, but it's like in the moment it's like I don't know when it's gonna be finished. You don't want to gas yourself out. You're just overthinking, but you're trying to stay relaxed. You're not trying to get tired, and it's just a crazy mind game. But then like you finally hit a switch, you finish the dude, and then it's all over, and it's like, 10 seconds ago I was just overthinking.
All right, Cam, what was your best part of your career? What's the most fulfilling part of your career so far?
So my personal favorite part was definitely hopping on the octagon with Mohegan Sun.
That was lit. That was hype as fuck.
Yeah, that was pretty sick. So obviously Mohegan was like the biggest stage I fought at. I've always like, obviously growing up, you always like, or especially when you're older, you always like go to Mohegan Sun and stuff, and you just, you state championship games and stuff, always at Mohegan Sun. So when I knew I was going to Mohegan Sun, I was like, this is when I'm hopping in the cage. In my second fight, I actually fake hopped the cage. So I like ran to hop it, and I was like, nah, I can't do that. The dude just gave up, so I didn't do anything cool enough. So I just kind of waited for me to get my first finish, or just like did something cool enough to like hop the cage. So if you go with the distance, if it's a good fight, I mean, I guess you can hop the cage, but you really want to like get like a knockout or like something crazy, and then you can hop the cage. A lot of leagues are weird about it too, especially with like the commission. They'll tell you don't hop on the cage, or like you're not fighting first anymore or something. They'll say like, because they know you're just been fighting, you're all disoriented, and they don't want to see you like fall off or something. But yeah, definitely hopping on the cage, just that moment up there. Because I always would like thought like, that must be so sick, like doing that. Imagine like how you feel. And then like when I hop up there, like you see like the picture of my face, I was still tired. I was still trying to catch my breath and stuff. I just fought for 2 rounds, and I ran, hopped up on the fence, and but it was like so like surreal in the moment. Just like I just tried to take everything in, just like looking around the crowd. They're probably like looking at me like I was like nuts or something. But I was like looking around, just like I saw my friends like pointing at him. Like I was like, I actually pointed. You see me like almost like wink at someone, tell them, and like go like this or something. But it was my friend Pat Precourt. I was like, I was trying to say like, if you don't get in here, like fight too, because he fought the card with me beforehand. And I always like having someone I know on my team to fight with me. So yeah, in that moment I was like, like you should be fighting here too. And then I look at someone else, they say something to them, like I just like I don't know. So yeah, that was a cool part. Obviously winning the belt was cool too, but that was Mass Mutual. That was like a pretty big conference hall. It wasn't like an arena like Mohegan where like you're getting the hotel for the room, the hotel room for the night. You're good. You just want to fight, and now that was like the hard part. Now you're having a good time. So yeah, I would say that was my favorite part. And anytime I go to Mohegan Sun, I'm definitely hop on the cage. My next thing that I really want to do, like a next goal, is to hop on the cage with the 2 straps like McGregor and get
yeah.
pick of that with just like 2 straps like hanging down or something. So that's coming soon.
Fire.
That's coming soon. I already have envisioned that plenty of times, and that'll be on my Instagram.
So what happened with this is I never heard this shit before. When Mark Williams, I think he's a giant bitch from what I hear. I mean, 1 round and then he was just like, nah, like I'm good. I'm getting my ass beat.
Well, what it is like everyone I fight, I swear they see like my Instagram or something, like my social media, and they're like, there's just some like light skinned, like skinny kid that like can't really fight. I'm gonna go to him, and then like once they realize what they're in for, their whole demeanor changes. So like with Mark Anthony, the whole time I feel like he thought that he was just gonna like grown man like bully me or something. Like you saw he came out rushing me, trying to swing. I put him down, he reversed it, got up, kept running after me. I actually like turned around and ran away, which is like another funny story that my coach is like just like frying me about. But what people don't realize was like in that fight, there was a few moments where I was like really like hurting him. Like there was one moment where I was putting all my body weight on my knee and my knee was in his throat and I was punching him at the same time. It sounds really like brutal, but like I would just, like I said, it's a whole mind game. So like if you can break your opponent down like mentally, then you already won the fight. So I was just doing like little mental stuff that would just like putting him up against the fence in the corner and like suffocating him. So it's like claustrophobic, and then punching him like as like kind of like hammer fisting him, just wearing him out. And then once he like covered his face up, I would switch to his body and just land like really heavy like body punches. And then like I'm just good at like being relaxed too, because then I'm so relaxed. I kind of relax with my opponents, and then they kind of play into my game of being relaxed, and then I'm like, no, just kidding, like Carnage is here, like I'm gonna hit you really hard. And then it's just like a whole like mind game to like play. So yeah, I pretty much just broke Mark mentally. I was ready for the second round. I actually went back to my corner. There's a really funny video. I was yelling at when I was in my corner. Every fight in my corner, I'm just quiet, trying to catch my breath, trying to just listen to what my coach had to say. But in that fight, it was my second fight, I was like, yo, this kid cannot wrestle with me, or this dude cannot wrestle with me. And I was looking up, you always have like one official like commission dude with you that just has to like watch, like just so your corner doesn't, I don't know, give you a knife or something, or like, I don't know, just watching over you, just to make sure you're good and make sure you can compete in the next round. And then like, I remember looking up at this dude. I saw this random dude just staring at me, and I was like, yo, I'm about to go kill this dude. Like, I'm about to go get him. Like, he can't wrestle with me. And he was just looking at me like, oh my gosh, this is not good. And then I get up, and then the refs were like, nah, he quit. And then like in the moment, I was like, oh, let's go, I won. But then like there was like some boos in the crowd because like they wanted to see us keep fighting.
They want to see a fight. Like that's some bitch shit. Like honestly, like
yeah.
If you're gonna sign up to fight somebody, fight them. Like
yeah, but I mean he like personally like had like a daughter and family to go home to. All our fighters, we have lives to go home to, so it was embarrassing for him in the moment, but it was.
You didn't want to kill him. You didn't want to kill him.
It was the smartest decision because I knew I was doing the same thing. I was about to go take him down and land some heavy strikes again. I was gonna freaking put my knee in his throat and punch him.
Clearly, he knew that too. So
and he knew that. He just couldn't. He knew he couldn't stop the wrestling. So it was a smart move for him in the moment. He had to bite the bullet and do that. But now since he's fine, he didn't get hurt. He can fight another day. He but
you took the man's dignity. You embarrassed him in front of his wife and kids, and the man just says, "Nah, I'm good. I'm embarrassed."
Might as well take his girl too,
right?
Yeah, man. Fighting's crazy. I mean, like, you got to be ready for it. Your coaches, and you just got to have a strong team behind you that'll tell you when you're ready. All of his, pieces to the puzzle just weren't in place, or whatever you want to call it. But honestly, he I don't know, like my friends and stuff like would ridicule him and stuff for that. But it was a smart move for him. I think it was a smart move for him to just give up and not, because he would have been the same thing. He would have got embarrassed even more. So it's like, he went back to his seat. He sat down. He was like, I'm comfortable right now. I don't have to go and get beat up by this dude again. This dude's over there screaming at some official referee dude. Like, he's about to come kill me. He's like, I'm good. Like, he's like, I'm good. Like,
the referee was probably like, all right, thank God I don't got to witness this shit.
I'll send you guys a picture of what I'm talking about, or a video, because it was so funny. I was laughing about the dude's face. He's just like looking at me like, yo, like what? Because like he's just like I think he was like a doctor or something. I think he was a doctor, honestly. So he's all like nerdy or some stuff, and he's like looking at me like, "Yo, what is this? What's wrong with this kid?" I don't know. That was great.
Oh, dude, that's fucking funny. Well, you got to be a little fucked up to get in that ring, dude, or into the octagon. I mean, you got to be a little not right in that. And I personally know you. I know you're a little not right in the head. Like,
I mean, yeah, you gotta.
Sucks at fantasy football, I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
Bad
right.
at drafting. Bad at drafting.
Fantasy football 2019 champion coming back for the 2-time strap. Call me champ.
Yo, he needs a belt for that. Next year in our
Yeah.
league, we're gonna do a belt. We're definitely doing a belt next year.
Yeah. No, the best fantasy football was how D Ward tried to pay for players that I had to beat them in the championship anyway.
Yo, he literally, me and him, I was about to give him my whole team for free. I was like, yo, me and him were texting about it. And you still ended up beating him. I didn't give him anybody, though, because I was like, nah, I
Still ended up taking.
If it was versus Sam, if Sam was in the championship, I would have done it all day. All day.
I was stressing about it, too, because I was like, no way this dude just bought all these players and he's going to beat me. And I ended up beating them, and it was just great. I got control.
Well, I mean, let's be real. The $20 to start the league, you were a little late with that. So
whoa, we don't talk about that.
let's not talk about funds. Let's not talk about funds in here, Father.
Yeah. I told y'all there's no point in me paying for a fee to drop in if I'm gonna win.
no,
Anyway.
he did say he didn't want to join a league that was going to be rigged, and it was rigged.
What do you expect
It
going
was.
into a league with D Ward? You know that shit's gonna be. There's gonna be some under the
It's
table.
rigged.
It's got an asterisk on it.
Collusion
Definitely has an
Ward.
asterisk.
Yo, that's
All right,
funny.
you guys
All
want
right,
to
Cam.
get some fan questions?
Yeah, we got some fan questions here. Y'all start it up.
All right, I got one here. Hold on. Okay, so this is from Con Yeezy. You know him from New York, Connor.
Oh yeah.
He said, "What is your go-to warm-up music?"
Go to warm up. That's a good question. There's actually 2 songs that I've listened to since I've wrestled, like all throughout my like state championship, and it really gets me pumped. Like it's Chirac, Montana 300.
Montana
Chirac.
300. Oh my
Yo,
god, the most
so
classic song
fire.
ever, dude.
So
Montana's
fire.
goat.
I'm
Montana's
going
goated.
crazy. I'm jumping around backstage, like I'm going crazy when I listen to that. I have my beats on full blast. So Chirac, and then Ain't Heard
Front to
About
back.
You. Ain't Heard Nothing
Oh,
About
yeah,
You,
yeah.
Lil Bibby.
Yeah.
Little baby.
Those 2
Yeah.
songs are going crazy. And then honestly, like whatever's like that I'm like feeling that's like popular in the moment. Pop Smoke was actually a huge one for me. He got me through
R.I.P.
my last RP Pop. He got me through my last 2 fights. My Mohegan fight, I was actually supposed to come out to a Pop Smoke song, and that was a month before he died. So, and they actually messed my song up. I was supposed to come out
Wow.
to War. I was supposed to come out to War by Pop Smoke with Lil TJ, and they messed the song up, played some 80s song or something, and it was just like,
Oh my god.
that's a completely different story. But yeah, that was awful. And then that was a month before he died. So when he died, I was even more mad that I didn't come out to a song. And
Next,
then,
next show, you should come out to Element. Come out to Element.
Come
That
out to
song's
Element,
good.
right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
my last one I fought in, I did Shake the Room, just because I saw it when he was still alive. He put up a snippet of it on his Instagram, and as soon as he did it, it was before the song came out. And I was like, yo, this song is so hard. I'm coming out to it. Like my next time I'm coming out to it. As soon as I heard the snippet. And then he was like, yo, I'm dropping the album, whatever. He finally dropped it. I was like, yo, I'm coming out to it. And then he died. And I was like, all right, there's no, I'm not coming out to this now. So I just
Yeah.
kept it. But yeah, so Chirac, Ain't Heard Nothing About You, Lil Bibby, Pop Smoke, pretty much any kind of like gangster, kill, drugs, girls, you know, song.
Facts.
That's
I
just gonna
definitely
get me
feel that.
hyped and get my
Yo, you gotta
adrenaline
throw
going.
Finito on there by Chief.
Oh yeah, that's one of them.
We
too.
gonna
That's one of
blow
them.
New Jersey up.
Yeah, Finito. Oh my god, that would be mine. I'd come out to that every time. I don't care.
Get your ass beat.
People would be
Yeah,
like,
two
nah,
people
not
dancing.
Finito again.
Good. All right, I got the next one, and this is a pretty good one. This is for my man BT. How
Shout out
long
BT.
would Foz last in the ring with you, Cam?
Oz.
No, we're not getting disrespectful here. I'll tell you one thing. I wouldn't quit after a round.
Keep it quick.
I'll tell you
Don't
that.
disrespect Foz.
I wouldn't quit. I would not quit. I'm not. Even if my wife and kid were in the crowd, I wouldn't quit. So just throwing that out there.
They might think
he
might think you'll quit
can-
on them if you quit. So you're right.
He can
you can't
answer that
quit.
question for me. He can answer that question for me. I'm not going to answer it. So.
Oh, Foz got the Italian blood, so I think he can hold his own for a little bit. You know, he got the rage in him, so
He's got the Stallone in him.
yeah,
DT trying to get his 15 minutes of fame over here.
No, but in all seriousness, I'll give him the first round to have fun, and then the second round, he's got to.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
That nose would be broken.
Oh yeah, come on.
Twice
This
the
nose's
size.
been broken before. This nose's been broken before. It could take a. If it's the left hander, it could take it. I don't know about the right, but
The goofy left, right?
the goofy left.
Yeah.
Goofy left for the goofy schnoz.
Yeah.
All right, next one. This one is coming from Adriana, actually. And
My
is there
sister.
a specific, yep, shout out Eric's sister.
Yeah.
Is there a specific like routine or ritual per se that you have like before a fight, like whether it's music or something you eat, like whatever?
That's a good question. Yeah. So during the day of the fight, you don't really have an appetite, but you know you have to eat, and you're like, I don't know, it's a really weird feeling. But so yeah, the day of the fight, I like to get like Welch's fruit snacks, and I get a big box of like 12 or like 16 of them, and then I get like really healthy like granola bars or something, and like I don't know, Kellogg's raspberry or some kind of granola bar or something, and that's what I'll eat the whole day. I'll have a Pedialyte. So right after weigh-ins, I always get probably like 2 Pedialytes just to
Best hangover cure in the world, too, by the way.
yeah.
And those
True.
Welch's were so clutch at Xavier.
Oh
So
my God!
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, those
Yeah.
cookies at Xavier. Don't get me started on the cookies at Xavier. Oh my
Oh,
the
man.
cookies.
Lord.
Yeah. But yeah, so Pedialyte after I weigh in because I'm dehydrated from cutting weight the whole week. I like to go out to eat after the weigh-ins. I like to get like I said before, like a grilled chicken sandwich or something. And then the day of the fight, my appetite's really weird, so it's almost like anxiety food or something. You just want to,
Yeah, you just know
want
you
to
gotta
have
have
it
it.
or something. Yeah, so I just munch on gummies and granola bar, and then I'll drink like just bottles of water during the day. I try not to get like
Yeah.
too bloated. I like to fight at like 177. I try not to get up to 180. So yeah, I don't know if you guys probably know this, but some people don't. When you weigh in, yeah, you get 24 hours until you fight. So you can't put on like over 10% of the weight that you lost, if that makes sense. So you can't come in fighting at like, you can't fight at like 190 if you're just waiting at 170 the day before, because
Right.
then like the
Which
But you
commission.
could
is-
fight at like 180 if you wanted to.
Yeah, so like I'll try to stay under 180. I like to fight at like 177 exactly. I'll feel comfortable. I feel like I gained 7 pounds. So I'm a little heavier, but I'm not at 180, so I'm not like slower or something.
Yeah, it's
I don't know
like-
if you watch boxing though, Cam. You know Javante Davis?
Yeah.
He always has that problem, dude. He weighs in at like I don't even know what it is. What at 125, I think, or whatever. He'll come and show up the next day at like 148. Like, bro, you can't just do that. Like, you can't. Like, they yelled at him like 3 times already, and he's like,
Yeah.
"I'm still want to fight."
He's got a fast left hook. Ryan Garcia, though, is going to give him a run for his money eventually.
Dude, everybody's saying that, but I think that
Yo,
Javante would take
Yo,
out
that's a good thing you brought up Ryan Garcia. Little sneak peek. Once I go pro, I'm telling you right now, I'm calling Ryan Garcia out. It's gonna be like
Let's go.
Oh,
It's
no.
gonna be-
Whoa, this is the sneak peek right here.
Whoa.
Whoa,
Let's go.
Ryan Gar-
That's some
You can't-
big stuff.
Wait, you think you got hands that can take Ryan Garcia?
All right, listen.
got
Let me
2
explain
million
this,
followers.
It's gonna be like a McGregor versus Mayweather type thing.
Yeah.
I'll take the loss for 100 million. I'll go
Oh yeah.
Honestly,
Don't
I'll
forget
talk
the
it
little
up. Like,
people.
I'll talk it out. Like, you've seen that dude's legs. I have no clue where he gets his power from. He knocks all these dudes out. The dude has no like hips
Dude,
or
I don't
legs.
get it
Oh, no.
either, yo. I think Javante would tool on him.
Yes, but honestly, he's good. I got nothing to say bad about him. I don't know, but yeah, that's something's coming up. Then I got another goal.
He's got
Oh,
a
I
face
do
that you really want to just punch, though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
A face like you, Bob.
pretty much. I'm a little cuter, but
Oh, fuck. All right, Cam. Last one of the fan questions. You know I don't give a fuck about this question. This is anonymous. I can't disclose who asked it. I know you got a lot of clout now, 4-0, never lost a round. You had to let us know that. You got the belt. You're cocky. Someone, I can't tell you who, wants to know if you're talking to anyone.
If I'm talking to anyone.
So you may get slid in the DMs after they see this.
Yeah, don't get yourself into trouble here. Don't get yourself into trouble here.
No, not at the moment. Well, first fighting, I just really had to put the fighting first just because I knew I was about to, go fight in Mohegan Sun. And I don't really got time for, I don't know, some girls, that's you went down a crazy path. But that was a little swing in the tempo. But no, pretty much right now I'm single. And I am
focusing on fighting, all right?
Yeah, I'm gonna put my fight first. Once I'm able to relax. I mean, right now I'm kind of relaxing for COVID, but I'm gonna be hectic again as soon as I go into fight camps. But yeah, I gotta put fighting first for my future and my response for my health and my well-being right now. Down the road,
yeah.
I'm gonna be out in the Bahamas with a little bad
You
shorty.
don't want a wife and kid in the crowd to make you quit,
Yeah, not yet. No, I'm good for now.
Yo, that's so funny.
Well,
All right,
we'll
bro,
see.
Cam. Yo, any last words you got? Plug yourself. The floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you guys a lot for letting me come on this podcast. It was a good experience, dope time. Shout out to the Vape Shop. That's one of my sponsors. Cage JSA, obviously.
Fire.
Shout out Bert.
Great.
Shout out Bert.
Yes, sir.
Shout out Bert and Ryan D'Amico and
Mhm.
Bert. Actually, the D'Amico Industries, another one of my sponsors. So Ryan, Bert, hit those guys up for some business needs. Freaking yeah, thanks a lot, and I cannot wait to fight soon. I'm gonna put on another show. I just want this all to end. I'm trying to get another belt. I'm trying to defend my belt.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got stuff to do, but yeah, I'm really excited. So I'm just trying to sit this one out right now. Stay sane.
We'll
stay
have you back
active.
on after your next fight.
Yeah, definitely. I'm down.
Yo, hold up. I
You'll
got
be
one
5-0.
more. I got one more.
Yeah.
So now we're in here, right?
Yeah.
Are we sitting ringside with press badges around? I mean,
we can talk about that. We can talk.
let's go. Let's get that happening.
Let's get
you
it
guys-
happening.
Plug us.
Plug
You
us.
guys are gonna have to pull up with the media gear or something, and I don't know.
Hell yeah, bro. We'll figure
Figure
it out.
something out. But
I'll be
yeah,
Bring the
You gotta wear.
wires. I'll bring the wires.
bring the wires. Bring the wires. I'll put on the show, and we'll get some dope stuff, some dope content to post.
Definitely.
Word. All right, boys. That's a wrap. Thanks, Cam, for coming on.
Cam, you're the GOAT, man. Good luck.
Thank you,
We
man.
really
appreciate
appreciate it. We appreciate it. I know at least you've been going into doing some tattoo art, so go out and follow my guy Cam Sketch on Instagram, Cam Rez too, CamRez7 on Twitter. Best of luck with everything. We'll be talking to you soon, and hopefully we get you back on here.
Thank you, guys. You guys stay
Thanks,
healthy
Cam.
too.
Peace
Yes,
out.
See you
Best luck
later,
training.
Cam. Yes, sir.
sir.